and I'm 21 years old. I live in Staten Island, New York, and I grew up with pretty much a lack of representation. I didn't see it on the streets, I didn't see it in stores, and I didn't see it in my everyday walking life. So for me, it was very confusing when I even started to question these aspects of my life, and I was very young when I started to be like, oh, that doesn't seem right for me, or I feel a little bit different. I feel a little bit like the stories that I'm seeing are not my story. Nothing felt congruent with how I felt. And so it was very confusing. So that's where my story begins. I was around 11 years old when I decided to have this conversation, and it started off pretty roughly. I was in a art class, and this person that I looked up to was making fun of a supposed gay icon, because this individual had not come out yet as being LGBT. And I felt deeply wounded by this. It hurt me more than anything had hurt me before. So I thought to myself, why am I so upset by this? Why is this person making fun of another individual because of their sexual orientation harming me in such a way? So I started to think that it must be because I'm either gay or because I'm a man. I don't know where my 11-year-old brain was really going with it, but that's what I thought. So I decided to talk to my mother about it, and her reaction was, so what if you are? I just need to know what you want for dinner, stop crying. And for me, that is the best possible reaction that I could have had, because it was brushed off, it wasn't made a big deal of, and I was just kind of left alone to figure it out, and no matter what I came back to her with, it was going to be okay. So I started having the conversations with my friends, and I never used any labels. I kind of just went, I'm not the standard, and none of my friends made fun of me, but they did end up telling other people that I was questioning this part of myself. And that was very hurtful. That was probably one of the worst experiences I've had. Is I'm only in middle school, and you've told a bunch of people this secret that I've told you, and these other people would bully me quite often. And people in high school would bully me because I was the president of a gay-straight alliance. Me telling other people, I've never gotten a terrible reaction from the people that I tell, but instead people that assume certain things of me. Like, it doesn't matter what you think of me, and if you think A, B, or C, I know that I am Gabe, I know who I am, and I kind of don't care. At Baruch, I am the president of GLASS. GLASS stands for Gender, Love, and Sexuality Spectrum. It was very important for me to help lead an organization that is aimed at A, acceptance and tolerance, but B, most importantly in my opinion, is education of the masses and education of people within the community. Just because you might identify as a gay man doesn't mean that you're a good ally to transgender women or men or gender non-conforming people. And I think it's really important that we keep educating. So as the president, most of my events are definitely aimed towards education, getting the other letters of the acronym. Like, it doesn't just stop at LGBT, it's like LGBTQQA, AIPD, 2S, GQ, GNC, it's so long. The acronym goes on forever, and I feel like the only letters that get real attention come earlier on in the acronym. So my mission as a president and my mission for Baruch is one of education and conversation. My favorite part about being me? I guess there's like this personality test, and one of the traits that you could have is like the woo ability, and it's like the ability to make people kind of interested in what you have to say and interested in you as a person and kind of want to get closer and know you and be friends with you, and people have told me that I have that ability. I don't know how, I don't know why people like to listen to me, but people call me like a ham. I'm very funny. I make very serious conversations fun conversations to have. And for my mission in life, that is so important. So I'm glad that one of my personal identifiers, being a wooer, aligns with my personal mission. I guess to anyone that is watching this, never be afraid to be you. You don't necessarily have to let other people know who you are. It might not be the safest, it might not be the most comfortable thing, but as long as you know who you are and you're living true to yourself, nobody can take that away from you, even if they don't know who you are. You'll still know.